Get rid of fat and build muscle. Simultaneously, have you ever thought about whether it's possible to become both stronger and leaner at the same time? Well, you might be surprised by the answer. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that has been an interesting topic in the fitness community: how to build muscle at once and lose fat. Stick with us, as the information we reveal could greatly reshape your process of reaching your fitness goals. Traditionally, many people believe that to gain muscle, you have to ingest a lot of calories, which is often referred to as bulking, while losing fat needs cutting back on calories. This mindset comes from standard bodybuilding practices that highlight large calorie surpluses as a key to muscle growth. However, new scientific research is challenging this ancient viewpoint. A marked study by GTH and colleagues in 2013 suggests that simply increasing calorie intake doesn't necessarily lead to muscle gain. In fact, it often results in increased your fat expansion. This finding presents important questions about the power success of the traditional bulking phase. Moreover, this research suggests that the connection between calorie surplus and muscle gain is not as simple as earlier believed. There's a possibility of reaching a point where ingesting extra calories does not largely contribute to muscle growth, but rather contributes to fat gain. So, does this signal the end of bulking and cutting cycles? Not exactly. Instead, it introduces a new standpoint on the possibility of building muscle while getting rid of fat at the same time. To understand the lasting vogue of the bulking and cutting method, we must explore its roots. The traditional technique involves intaking a marked calorie surplus to stimulate muscle growth, pursued by a cutting phase aimed at losing the related fat while trying to retain as much muscle as possible. This cyclical method is a common practice in bodybuilding, targeting that ideal stage-ready physique. However, it's crucial to recognize that this approach isn't suitable for everyone's lifestyle or fitness goals. Let's break down the science behind muscle growth and fat loss. Muscle growth, or hypertrophy, necessitates two components: a stimulus from resistance training and essential nutrients, particularly proteins, for repair and growth. On the flip side, fat loss requires creating a calorie deficit, where you burn more calories than you consume, prompting the body to utilize stored fat for energy. The long-standing belief has been that these two processes cannot occur together due to inconsistent caloric requirements, one needing a rest and the other a deficit. However, this belief ignores a crucial part of human physiology. Muscle and fat tissue use different metabolic pathways. This means it's possible to provide sufficient nutrients and energy for muscle growth while your body taps into fat stores to equalize for a caloric deficit. Recent studies support this vision, showing that with a proper diet, especially one high in protein, and a well-organized training program, people can gain muscle hypertrophy even while in a caloric deficit. It's worth noting that while being in an energy deficit may result in reduced gains in muscle mass and strength, the negative effects on thin muscle are mainly powerful only when the daily deficit exceeds around 500 calories. The research also reveals that muscle hypertrophy in a deficit is quite useful for certain groups. Beginners, individuals returning to fitness after a break, and those with higher body fat ratios, who can see marked changes in both muscle mass and fat levels during the same time frame. The goal for many isn't to become a competitive bodybuilder, but rather to look better, feel improved, improve health, and boost strength and persistence. For these individuals, entering a large caloric surplus may only result in excessive fat gain, which would need more effort to lose. Instead, by focusing on a balanced diet rich in proteins and nutrients while sticking to consistent training rules, you can effectively support muscle growth without too increasing calorie intake. This strategy facilitates the process and makes reaching fitness goals more possible and endurable, especially for the average person looking to improve their physical health and appearance. Now that we have specified a basic understanding of muscle building, let's discuss body recomposition. This term guides the accompanying process of building muscle while losing fat. It might sound enterprising, but it is a possible objective for many, especially those who stand to gain the most from this double practice. First, beginners, those new to strength training, experience what's known as beginner gains. Their bodies are highly sensitive to muscle growth, needing only minimal exercise to see notable growth. Additionally, beginners often retain a higher body fat percentage, which provides energy help that can be used for fat loss while still stimulating muscle gain. Next, for individuals with higher body fat percentages, the excess fat can be utilized to support muscle synthesis, even when not in a caloric surplus, provided their protein intake is sufficient. Insights from experts like Eric Trexler, PhD, and Greg Nuckols, MA, suggest that individuals with a higher body fat percentage may experience favorable muscle gains during bulking phases due to the available energy reserves from stored fat. This observation challenges conventional beliefs about bulking and shows that those with excess fat can effectively engage in body recomposition without strictly following bulking and cutting cycles. Additionally, people returning to fitness after a break can benefit from muscle memory, allowing them to regain lost muscle mass quickly due to their body's previous adaptations. With appropriate nutrition, this group is likely to achieve recomposition effectively. Anabolic steroid users, despite the related health risks and moral difficulties, often gain marked muscle growth and fat loss. Studies show that these substances can greatly affect muscle hypertrophy and fat metabolism, improving growth and fat oxidation, but the health outcomes are extreme. So, how can you effectively follow body recomposition? It needs 5 crucial steps. Number 1. Training is essential. Selecting a solid workout rule focused on refined overload is key. Gradually increasing the weights, frequency, or intensity of your exercises keeps your muscles challenged and stimulates them to grow. Include a mix of compound and isolation exercises for comprehensive muscle arrangement. Number 2. Define your goal. Defining your main objective, whether it's gaining muscle or losing fat, helps in changing your diet and workout plans accordingly. If muscle growth is the focus, slightly increasing calorie intake while raising heavier will aid in gaining mass. Contrarily, if fat loss is your goal, a combination of strength training and cardio, paired with a moderate calorie deficit, is suggested. Number 3. Adjust your caloric intake. Your caloric consumption plays a key role in defining whether you build muscle, lose fat, or gain both at the same time. For muscle gain, aim for a small surplus. For fat loss, establish a deficit that allows your body to burn fat while still supplying the necessary nutrients for muscle maintenance. Adjust your intake gradually to find an endurable balance. Number 4. High protein. Intake is key. Protein is non-negotiable for body recomposition. It not only stimulates muscle growth and repair, but also helps burn more calories during digestion. Aim for 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight each day, applying this intake across meals to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Number 5. Focus on the details. Pay attention to other aspects that affect body composition, including sleep, stress control, and nutrient timing. Getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep is crucial for recovery and overall health. Handling stress levels is equally vital, as regular stress can slow muscle growth and promote fat storage. Lastly, timing your intake of proteins and carbohydrates around workout sessions can improve performance and recovery. You now have the basic knowledge to dive on your journey toward influential body recomposition. However, there's still a final element to think about. Development, especially for those who have progressed beyond the beginner stage. Prioritize sufficient sleep, consider peri-workout nutrition, and explore supplements such as protein powder, creatine, and caffeine, which can greatly improve your results. So, is body recomposition your real goal? Indeed. With the right technique, almost anyone can gain increased muscle mass and decreased body fat at once. It's not simply about sticking to ancient theories, it's about understanding how your body works and maximizing your training and nutrition practices accordingly. Eventually, it's about being strong and healthy, not just looking good. What if we told you that the keys to activating your full potential extend even further? What if there are more refined techniques, hidden insights, and myths waiting to be disproved? Stay tuned for our next video, where we will dive deeper into the science of fitness and nutrition, revealing deficient known truths that could move your progress to remarkable heights. I am sure this video is very helpful for you. If you need any information for your health journey, then don't forget to press the bell icon. See you soon.